My head feels like it's full of cum.
You can go back to bed.
Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo. You are not. This is little Alyssa Gramling. And we are here with the Ramblin Gramling Show, your weekly rundown of romance audiobook new releases. That's about as succinct as it gets right there.
There you go.
Yeah, and I am sick, so I'm going to be riding my mute button hard today. How are you feeling, little Alyssa Gramling?
I'm good.
You don't look sick at all. How's sleeping with your dad going?
Oh my God, it's not happening.
Man, my head feels
But they found a place.
Yeah?
I think the 15th is when they move in, maybe.
Excellent. Well, that's not too awful far away. That's like a week, I think, something like that. Good. Well, that's positive. My head feels like it's full of cum.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, we've got a bunch of releases for you today. Yeah. The first one we have this week is Ben, Assassins to Order, Book 2 by J.P. Sale and Lisa Oliver, narrated by Lil Kevy Early One.
And it's just torso. No head.
Yeah. Well, he's I like how the nipples hang over the letters. That sells it for me. Next, we had
Digging Deep by Jay Hogan, narrated by Gary Furlong.
Then we had Flying into Love, Volume 1 by C.F. White, narrated by Pierce Ryman. Then we had
Love Immortal by Kit Vincent, narrated by James Fooey.
Fooey. That's Fooey. I love
like that
name.
name.
Yeah, me too. Then we had Grind, Wrong Side of the Tracks, Book 4 by Kay American, narrated by Nathan Kelly. American. I love that name too. Then we had
Flesh and Fury, U.S. Marshals ISR Interspecies Response Book 3 by Patty Logan, narrated by Little Kevy Earlywine and Declan Winters.
Nice. Looking forward to that one. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. Next, we had Slay It Ain't So, The Kings, a tremendous Christmas Book 2 by Charlie Cachet, narrated by Greg Tremblay, or Barlow, or something like that.
Boudreaux.
Right. That's kind of like Fooey. It's the same kind of deal. I get the same feeling when I say French names. Then we had
Home for the Holidays, The Kings, a tremendous Christmas Book 3 by Charlie Cochet, narrated by Greg Boudreaux.
You said Tremblay wrong.
Tremblay.
Then we had one of my own, Emergency Kiss of Fire, the Carlisle Emergency Book 1 by Andrew Gray, narrated by me, John Solo. Then we had
Easton, The Swift Brothers Book 2 by Riley Hart, narrated by Gregory Salinas. Salinas.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Next, we had Make Me Stay, not hard, Stay, by Safe Harbor, Book 2, I'm out of it today, by Annabeth Albert, narrated by Elliot Sands and Lance West. Then we had
Work, Strictly Professional, sure it is, Bad Decisions, Book 2 by Jesse H. Rain, narrated by Kurt Graves and Shannon Gunn.
Every time I hear Shannon Gunn, I'm like, dun, 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 dun. You know that one?
Yes.
Then we had Silent Night, a Christmas Fall standalone by Beth Bolden, narrated by Darcy Stark. The next we had, somebody sent in a sample for us today, and I really appreciate that. Let me flip it over. Then I have to flip the screen. Then I have to hit play. Look at that, all three in a row.
The Darkness Within, second installment in the Scars and Stripes series.
Written by Raquel Riley. Narrated by Lance West and Curtis Michael Holland.
Nash. A mission gone sideways. My world turned upside down on a dime. Held prisoner in the dark tunnels below ground, cut off from the world. I was hanging on to life by a thread. wanting to end my suffering but afraid to let go. Then I was rescued, dragged into the light. My first breath of freedom in 22 days. But I was still trapped in my nightmare inside my head. A prisoner of war.
Brewer. His mind may be broken, but his soul is still intact, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. As his sponsor, I promised to help him find his way, to show him how to love himself again. I'm breaking all the rules of recovery by falling in love with him. But when you find the person you're meant to spend the rest of your life with, you don't want to waste another day apart.
The Darkness Within is the second book in the Scars and Stripes trilogy.
This hurt, comfort, romance deals with heavy topics and a forbidden love that defies all the rules.
A high-angst story with a hard-earned happy ever after and cameos from Book 1, Proof of Life.
Thanks for sending that in, guys. That sounded great. I'm wondering which one is on the cover. Is that Lance or is that Curtis?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've not actually met either of them in person, just online. But yeah, I think it's Lance. That's my theory on it. Next, we had Shots on Net, SCU Hockey, Book 1 by J.J. Mulder. Used to be in the X-Files. Narrated by Icky. By Icky Toma. Oh my God. Sorry, dude. By Iggy Toma and Liam DeCosmo. Then we had another Icky book.
Halo, The Beginning of Always, Book 1 by E.M. Lindsay, narrated by Iggy Toma.
Then we had The Viscount's Forbidden Love, The Stanton Legacy, Book 4 by M.M. Wakeford, narrated by Philip Batley. Then we had
Dickhead, Wrong Side of the Tracks, Book 3 by K.A. American, narrated by Nathan Kelly.
I feel like they named a book after me. Then we had Not So Silent Night, The Kings, A Tremendous Christmas, Book 1 by Charlie Cochet, narrated by Greg Tremblay Beaudreau. I don't know. He's a golden-voiced bastard. Then we had...
What do we have? Rebel Without a Cause, The Kings, A Tremendous Christmas, Book 4 by Charlie Cochet, narrated by Greg Tremblay.
Those
whatever.
those keeping score. I believe that's an entire series out at this point.
It is. It's novellas.
Nice. Next we had Proof, the I don't know, Targays. I'm not exactly sure. Targ's Executive Production, Book 1 by Sloan Kennedy, narrated by Chorizo Michael Dean. Then we had
Bound to the Wild Fae by Tavia Lark. Oh my God. Tavia Lark, narrated by Kurt Graves.
We're both so good at talking today.
Wow.
Then we had Bucks Baxter and the Disappearing Divas, the Buck Baxter Detective Agency, Book 2 by Robin Knight, narrated by Art Brown. And final release of the week,
A Bond for Dominic, Alaskan Pebble Gifters, Book 8 by Amy Bellows, narrated by Zachary Zaba.
I love saying that. And finally, what we've all been waiting for, what you listened to this week. I can't wait to hear how you pronounce this narrator's name. We had
Kept in the Dark by Charlie Cochet, narrated by Greg
Tremblay.
Boudreau. Tremblay, whatever. It's apparently an older series. I never knew it was out. I think Emma was the one that told me that this was an older series that she's just now putting in audio. I gave it 4 bullets. It confused me kind of in the beginning because the dude said he was dead or he died. So I thought it was like paranormal, but it's not. It's just an interesting. I have no words.
Well, why would you? You're reviewing a book. I don't.
have no words.
Can you see the? I want to show you what I caught my eye here. The size of this man's big black gun that he has there in his hand. That is absolutely amazing. The thing's huge.
Yeah, it's a big gun. That's what he said.
Hey-o.
But I did enjoy this. I loved every possible minute, and Greg is amazing.
He has a golden voice, that
He
bastard.
does.
Thank you for putting all this together this week. Congratulations to all the new releases. Charlie Cochet might have had the largest, biggest week in releases that I've seen in a long while, along with Greg Tremblay, Boudreaux, golden voice bastard. So, enjoy yourselves. I'm going back to bed. Have fun. I love you. Thank you for putting it together, Lissa. We'll see you all next
Okay.
week.
Bye.
Ta-da!